Well, new this morning, we are just learning about this. 2 orphaned bear cubs now in the care of the San Diego Humane Society, and they're now at the Ramona Wildlife Center.
Yeah, we are told the cubs were rescued after they got a little too close to people in Tulare County. And joining us now from the Humane Society's Ramona campus, Director Andy Blue. Thanks so much for being here, Andy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we just got word around 7 this morning that you guys got these cute little cubs here. So we're glad you can join us this quickly. Tell us about these cubs, where you found them, and why they're in need of your care.
Yeah, well, they were reported by citizens to California Department of Fish and Wildlife, as you said, up in the Three Rivers area of Tulare County. And these little ones, they're obviously too young to be on their own. So it's hard to say what happened with the mother, but they were able to get their hands on them, trap them, assess them, and then realized that they needed extra care. So from there, they called us. We were more than happy to accept them. And as you said, we've got them now up at our Ramona campus, and they're doing great. It's a little male and a little female.
Okay, a little boy and a girl. And orphan bear cubs. They do look adorable, but of course, these are not the kind of animals that need to be close to humans, right? I think we should really address that. You might think they're cute and cuddly, but tell us about that. Obviously, that's not the case.
Absolutely, they really are cute, and our staff just loves having animals like this at our facility. However, we really, our goal is to release them back into the wild, so we're completely hands off with them. We've currently got them in a large enclosure that has a lot of vegetation and cover, and we don't interact with them at all. We just want to leave them alone, and unfortunately, we have to hold them for about 6 months in that area. So it is challenging. And again, the best case scenario is that we can re-release them back into the wild of Tulare County. And
you guys have to limit your interaction with them, right? Because you don't want to. The whole point is not to see humans, right?
Absolutely, and that's the case with most of the animals that come through the Project Wildlife campuses, both campuses, and our goal with all of them is to release them into the wild. So, we have 13,000 animals between the 2 campuses, and these little ones, the bears, are pretty challenging to as you said, just keep your hands off, keep them at bay. We just don't want to interact with them at all, and it's hard to do.
And Andy, if you could explain, just for our viewers at home, we don't run into bears often, so it's hard to know what to do. It's not something that's common here, but these little bears grow. Why is it so important that we don't interact with them and feed them and try to care for them?
Yeah, that's a great question. They can get into trouble, just like honestly any wildlife, with coyotes, with raccoons. All these animals, they're wild and they're potentially dangerous, and certainly bears can be. And while we don't have them here in our neighborhood in San Diego, they're not far. They're up in Riverside County and Big Bear Mountains and Wrightwood, and if you're camping in those areas, there's special regulations to ensure that you're not interacting with them. The biggest thing is just to not feed them. Homeowners don't feed them, and people are pretty good about knowing that, because it's a problem for the bear. When it grows up, it's going to get into trouble.
Andy, thank you so much to you and your team for taking care of these special little visitors, and thanks for the advice and the tips and everything for our viewers here. You guys do such great work there, and keep us posted on their progress, and we hope to see them back in the wild here in about a half year.
Right, from a distance.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Andy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Andy.